everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In the Mixer, episode at number 23 of our Pentagon Challenge. If you haven't gone and checked out the episode from earlier this week, please go and look at that one first. It's going to bring you up to date with where we're managing, even though you've seen it in the thumbnail, what we've got planned for this season and how we've gotten on for the year ahead. But we've got a whole bunch to recap in this episode and hopefully a trophy or two to celebrate as well. So let's jump in and see how we've gotten on. So first and foremost, the league season is complete. We have jumped forward quite a bit of time. I did warn you guys in the earlier episode this week that probably would happen, and that's kind of how it played out. So if you can see just above the top of my head here, sitting pretty at the top of the table, Guangzhou Evergrande, 30 games played, 49 goal difference and 79 points, 15 points clear of second place Shanghai Port. We absolutely smashed the division in. As you can see here in the league table, we started the first round of the season in top spot and we didn't relent at any point throughout the course of the season. If we look at the full league table, we won 25 games during that period, 4 draws and 1 defeat, a new record points and goals scored total for the Chinese Super League. So absolutely smashed it in this year, which was fantastic to see. It's been a while coming, getting this first Chinese Super League title. We've finally got it. I think it validates us making the right move at the end of the season, or at the start of last season, to make that jump from Shenyang Urban. They have stayed up on the last day of the league. We did beat Kunshan in the final game of the season, and we beat them convincingly enough that they were able to get up just on goal difference alone. They got a win on their last day of the season, which helped keep them in the division. So glad that they could stay in the league this season, but I think it kind of validates that we did make a jump at the right time. We have moved up as much as possible. We've got a whole bunch of different stuff we're going to run through quickly here. So record high points total already mentioned, and for the Chinese Super League as well. Alexander Diaz, our right winger / left winger, has got the Player of the Season award. He was absolutely fantastic. 11 goals and 11 assists, an average rating of 7.36 in his 30 appearances. Fantastic to see. I'm going to say congrats on winning the Super League, and he's very responsive to that. The phenomenal named Wang Qing. I know what you guys are looking at. Get your minds out of the gutter. He's got the goal scorer or golden boot for this year. And he's backed it up as well to get the Super League Young Player of the Season at 20 years of age. We're not going to worry too much about him. I don't think he's really would fit into our structure and style the way we want him to as that pressing forward. He's only got 7 finishing, and I think we've got better options at the club already, but more to come on them. Sun Yongji, young goalkeeper from Guizhou, has won the Best Under-23s player. I think he's also going to get the Golden Glove for Best Keeper this season. I have won the Super League Manager of the Year for the 3rd season consecutively after our fantastic season, just that 1 defeat throughout the course of the year. The Chairman's Pleased, which is fantastic. We've got 6 players in starting 11 for the team of the season and another 2 on the bench in Ming Kun and Jordan. Speaking of Jordan, he finishes 3rd in the Golden Boot race. If there hadn't been injuries to our forwards, I think we probably would have had both of them up towards the top of this division. Interestingly, Ku Tao, who we didn't really play with that much this season, he finishes 3rd in terms of the Chinese players as well, which I think is an exceptional record. Only made 19 appearances for us this season, scored 11 goals during that time. So if we had kept him fit for the full 30 games, who knows how many goals he would have eventually gotten at the end of the season. But it's not just a league title that we're celebrating. We do also have the opportunity to win our Chinese FA Cup, make it a double winning season for the club. We have made the final, which was the expectation at the start of the season, and we're going to be playing Beijing across 2 legs, which I'm going to try and bring you guys in today's episode because I think it should hopefully be a very fascinating tie. Now, this is the slightly different lineup that we're going to go with based on a bit of form, bit of fitness. You can see there's a couple of players that have got a few knocks that we're not really going to try and rush back in, including Wei, our usual right back. For that reason, Gang will move to the right-hand side. He can play as a wing back, which is fantastic. We're going to bring Li Chen, one of our young defenders who has progressed quite nicely during the course of this season. He'll come in and play as that ball-playing defender as a stopper. Otherwise, pretty close to a full-strength lineup. Sun Hua will come in on the right-hand side. He started quite a few games ahead of Li Boyang. Boyang had an excellent season, did make the team of the year, but we were also kind of using him as the Mazzala player as well. So I'm going to give Hua the chance in the final, and we'll see how he goes in the first leg. If it doesn't work out, we'll swap it for the second leg. That's the beauty of playing a 2-leg final, I guess. We're going to have the ability to change and rotate and make adjustments as needed, but it is a very strong lineup, and we have lately, at least, had a pretty good record against Beijing as well. I think we did the double against them in the division itself, so hopefully we can carry that on into this cup final. But as we know, form, fitness, all that sort of stuff tends to go out the window a little bit once it comes to these cup final scenarios. But really, if we get a good result here in the first leg, I think we can set ourselves up to cruise a little bit in the second leg and enjoy a bit of a celebration ahead of the season itself. Now, Beijing are playing a 4-2-3-1, similar to us. We actually started last episode with a game against them and did get the win. It'll be very interesting to see now how we've progressed towards the end of the season, how much better we've gotten, how much we've improved, depending on our performance here. Zhang Tong with a good ball in. Diaz was in the area, but Chu Feng comes out and claims for Beijing. And they've worked the ball down the left-hand side here pretty nicely. Cutting inside now, looking for the switch. Park Ji-sung loses the ball out to Varga, and it's a good strike from distance just beyond the far post. Had it been on target, maybe our keeper would have been scrambling a little bit more. Throwing out left-hand side for Beijing. They've gone long up the line. Jordan will get it back for us. Gang with the reverse pass to Hua, and a near post ball there to Tao. It's going to be disallowed for offside, but lovely little one-touch football. One to get Hua in space, and then a great ball across 6-yard box to Tao. If we can try that again, I'm sure we will find a route to goal relatively quickly. Ball forward here from the Beijing goal kick. Ji-sung lets it run, and Varga's gotten goal side of him again, so they are getting some joy on that right-hand side for them. We'll keep an eye on that as we head into half-time. Corner now our direction, and Tao has hit the post again that time, so he scored one and had it disallowed for offside, and he's just smashed it against the crossbar from the set piece. We are going to throw a demand more shout out, 30 minutes played. We really want to try and get that go-ahead goal just to relieve some of the pressure, but statistically speaking, we are well and truly on top at the moment. And as halftime is called, we're not doing too badly. 9 shots, 1 on target, 0.87 XG, and 49% of the ball. They have had 3 shots, none on target as yet, 0.22 XG, and 51% possession. I'm going to say it's time for everyone to dig in and show you what you've got left. A few seem motivated, which is good. I don't think we need to make a tactical change, but we might give it to the hour mark before we make any subs and changes. Free kick here, though, for Juayi. It's a good save from Min Kun and then scrambled away by Zhu Gang. Throwing now on the right. They're just coming back into this. They've had the first 2 highlights starting their possession here in the second half. We might need to make some changes a little bit earlier than planned if this leads to a chance. Ball back across. It's pinballed across, and Ji Bin has knocked that one home for his 10th goal of the season. We'll check it on out here in 3 dimensions. I have a feeling it's potentially also Park Ji-sung again. No, he goes out to close down the defender. It's Zhu Gang, interestingly enough. He kind of gets dragged away. Ji Bin comes a long way running with the flight of the ball and then has the strength in his neck to head that one back across the goalkeeper and into the far corner. So we have fallen behind. Thrown here on the right-hand side again. If this goes in, we're going to be in some danger. But it looks like we're forcing him backwards. Ball into the corner. Ji-sung's right there with him. Near post ball. Flick on header just beyond Ji Bin again. So we're going to make these changes a little bit earlier. Let's adjust our mentality. Let's go positive. And let's make some changes. Hua hasn't had a great game, so maybe I shouldn't have started him. We'll bring on Boyang as the left winger, the inside forward, and we'll move Diaz to the right wing role. Zhao Gang hasn't played particularly well. I'm going to switch him around. We're going to get Seju on at right back, but I'm going to keep Gang on the field for Li Chen. Let's get our starting central defensive partnership there alongside each other again. Some of these aerial balls are causing us issue. And Tao hasn't had the greatest game either, so we're going to bring on Wang Hao, who's been, I think, excellent in a kind of sub-reserve role this season, chipping with some important goals. And we are going to throw a demand more shout out there with 30 minutes remaining. We've immediately got a corner here. Diaz looks back post. It's cleared away. Valdez should get the chance to put the ball back in here. Turns inside. Back to Gang. Good switch out to Zhao Tang on the left-hand side. Boyang, reverse pass. Boyang again gets one strike away and then he takes a touch just before it goes off. He was offside in the end as it turns out. But deep free kick here for Beijing. 75 minutes played. Good overlapping run here for the fullback. They're still getting some bodies forward, which is going to leave space in behind for us. And that near post header again from Ji Bin is proving to be a bit of a handful, causing us a little bit of issue. We're going to hit demand more with 10 minutes remaining in this one. Can we try and push on and find an equalising goal, or are we going to have to overturn a deficit in the second leg? 4 additional minutes to be added on. Is there any late drama? We've got a late throw in here on the left-hand side. Jordan with the ball. Cuts inside to Valdez. Now out to Gang. Reverse pass to Diaz. Can he find the cutback? Wasn't quite there. Gang has pushed forward quite a bit, and I have a feeling Gang and Seju are in the wrong positions, and that is quite frustrating if that has played out. Reverse pass to Diaz, gets goal side, finds the finish. It doesn't matter. Can we try and quickly make that change, though, before we have a look at this? I don't know how that's left it the way it has. I thought I had made that sub correctly. Any late drama here? We're through the 4 minutes, and the referee calls full time. So we have got that equalising goal, which I think is important. I'm going to say, unlucky boys. And they've seemed motivated, but the tie isn't over. I'm not sure why it does that. A little bit of a bug there for SI to have a look at. Spoil shared. Diaz gets the Man of the Match award. They want an improved deal for Wang Hao. All right, that's fine. Let's just give it to him. I don't know if he actually did anything after he came on, but we'll keep him around. He's a local boy. He came through the academy. I don't really want to upset anybody. All right, jumping forward a week, 2 changes that we're going to make. Wei is going to come back in at right wing back, and we're going to move Gang back to the middle, get that like kind of consistent back five back together that we've had throughout the course of the season. I'm going to bring Boyang in the left-hand side as well, so we can move Diaz back to the inverted winger role. I don't think Huat did quite as well last game out as his recent form would suggest. This is our strongest lineup. This is our starting 11 effectively. We are going to stay, I think, even though being away from home, we're going to stay attacking and see if we can't catch Beijing off guard. We can still get something out of this. I think we can still beat them away from home despite that earlier draw. But really, I think we need to kind of come out of the blocks here a little bit and really go after it in terms of the result. I'm going to say go out there and enjoy yourselves tonight. I'm just going to tell everybody that I've got faith in them because it hasn't quite worked the way I wanted. Everybody seems inspired and motivated, which is exactly what you want heading into a cup final. They're playing their same 4-2-3-1. They have dropped Chuck Uemena. He may be suspended because he's not on the bench at all, or he might have picked up a knock, which is great for us. And we go back to pretty much a full-strength lineup for our starting 11. So we might be in good shape here to really put our foot down and secure a title-winning, cup-winning double in our first season with Guangzhou. That would be absolutely fantastic. No highlights in the opening 30 minutes. We're going to demand more. They've got a corner, which we have cleared away, and Diaz can carry the ball at speed. He's got Tao trying to drag defenders away in the middle. It's a poor ball in. Valdez will recover for us. Wei back in the squad and the side. Recovers possession nicely. Long ball forward to Tao. Reverse pass to Boyang, and he maybe needed to find the finish there. Good save from Zhu Feng. First highlight does go our way. It was a good counter-attack. Ball towards back stick. It did hit the deck somewhere in the 6-yard box there, but they do scramble it away. And they've got a very good defensive unit, Beijing. Those Sturgeon and Abasti, we've spoken about him before, but they are the 2 starting central defenders in the Media Dream 11. And we're through the first half here. At half time, 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.08 XG for Beijing, 61% of the ball though. 5 shots, 2 on target, 0.39 XG, and 39% possession for Guangzhou. I'm going to say you've been unlucky so far, and everyone seems motivated, which is good. Can we now put our foot down and try and find that go-ahead goal to win ourselves this trophy? Looking at some of the fitness, we're going to have to keep an eye on Jordan. I didn't realise he was quite as poor fitness as what he is. Headed back across here. Diaz doesn't get there first. And they've played a lovely reverse pass. Shen Liang with the goal from the edge of the area after the hour mark. We're not going to watch the 3D replay. We're going to make these changes based on conditions. So Jordan needs to come off. Jia Tang will go to the AP role. Boyang will go to the Mazzala role. I'm going to bring on Hua on the left-hand side. It's kind of like a reverse switch to what we did in the last match. Wei was also a little bit short on fitness, so we'll bring on Seju for him. And then match rating. Who's playing who's playing the most poorly? It's kind of an even split. We might hold off on that last sub just in case we go to extra time or anything like that. We might actually still see this 3D replay. This is the one that hurts us. Diaz not getting to the ball there, and it's just one single reverse pass in behind. I think it's Chi that keeps him onside. And Liang, with the strike from distance, maybe could have done a little bit better. It did have a fair bit of pace on it, though. And for the second time in this tie, we fall behind. We're going to throw a demand more shout out there. Should I potentially also make that drop to possession-based? We're going to do that now. We've got to throw in on the left here, though. Ji-sung in possession. Long ball forward's poor, but Valdez will recover in midfield. Now Hua, fresh sub on the right-hand side. Valdez tries to force a ball in behind that wasn't quite there. Feng comes out and claims it for Beijing. Goes for the long one forward. Gang with a good header. Now Hua again can turn in midfield. Can he find men alongside him? Skips past a couple of challenges and the drive from the wide area. Didn't really look like it was ever heading towards the top corner and just curls away from goal for the goal kick. Chi should recover possession here. And now Boyang. So we are coming back into it since making that little tactical adjustment. Diaz with the switch out towards Hua. And it's a great first time finish from the sub. 12th goal of the season for him. A very, very important player for this year. He's been basically like a bit part player, filling in wide areas, coming off the bench, playing when we've got players injured or suspended. And he is very important. He's a team leader in the squad, and it's an excellent, excellent finish from him there. First time finish back across the goalkeeper. Big impact from the sub. Can we put our foot down now and try and find a go-ahead goal for the first time in this tie? We've kept it at 2-2. I think a goal, even if they scored again, if we can get another goal, I think 2 away goals does help us. I've thrown a demand more shout out there with 10 minutes remaining. And we may be, judging by the flow of chances that we've seen here in the second half and the fact that we're into 5 minutes of additional time and through most of it, heading for extra time. So at 1-1, we're going to the dressing room. I'm going to say I'm very happy with the way things are going. Everyone looks inspired and motivated. Tactically, what do we need to do? Condition is where we're going to drive some of these changes. The same Boyang hasn't played particularly well, but Horan is not quite fit. We're going to take that chance. Boyang will come off. Tao's not played particularly well. Valdez has not played particularly well. I'm going to make that other change as well. Howe is going to come on up top just to get ourselves some fresh legs back out there. Some may say a mistake to take Tau off, but look at this condition. I think conditions where we're going to win or lose this. So I want to try and get as many fit players out there on the park as we can. Throw in left-hand side. Jusung takes it to Chow Tang. Cleared header away. And Jusung wins it back in a very important area there in midfield. They would have had a few men bursting forward. Long ball forward. Falls to Hua. Now Valdez looks for Seju on the overlap. Gets cut back down. It's cleared. And it's Horan who's actually got the goal. First goal of the season. And I think that's actually his first goal for the club itself. A wonderful finish from distance. Check it out in 3 dimensions here. Seju does very, very well. This ball back in, rides one challenge, leathers it back in towards the middle. Sturgeon clears it. It actually hits his own player there in Fuchik, and it falls to Horan, who has a lot to do from that distance. But first time finish into the bottom left-hand corner. There's an immediate highlight here as they kick off again, and they've sent it out to the left-hand side. If they score here, Simshek's got on goal side and Min Kun with a very, very big save. Let's throw a demand more shout out there just before we go in for the halftime break. For the first time in the tie, we've taken a lead. Now, can we defend it heading into the last 10 minutes of the match? They've got a free kick here from the edge of the area. Simashek to take. He's gone goal side. It was pretty close to Min Kun. He does watch it sail over the crossbar. But hearts and mouths moments there for me. One more demand, more shout. About 5 minutes to go of additional time. Can we hold on here for the last minute and make it a double winning season? We can indeed. It's an excellent, excellent finish. And we really have to work really hard for that. But I'm going to say congratulations, lads. Fantastic result for them. They all look inspired and motivated, which is fantastic to see. And we make it in our first season at Guangzhou a historic double, winning each competition that we were entered in. Fantastic. Horan gets the man of the match award despite only playing about 20 minutes of football. We do the double. The fans are very happy. The board are very happy. The squad gets a decent payout bonus, which I think was the most that we could have given them. Min Kun gets a bonus. A bunch of players have got yellow card suspensions for the first round of the Cup next season, but that is fantastic to win both the competitions that we're entered in and set ourselves up now to potentially go and play in the Community Shield or the Chinese FA Shield at the start of next season and Champions League football. That is incredibly exciting. I cannot wait to go and take this squad with a couple of additions into it into Champions League football next season. I think that's going to be fascinating as well. A huge first season at Guangzhou, an incredibly successful season as well. If you want to help me celebrate our League and Cup double, please drop a like on this video. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they continue to release all the way up until FM22. Next week, going to be super exciting. We are going to kind of slow the season down a little bit. Again, I want to try and bring you guys as much of our Champions League journey as humanly possible. So we'll probably come back and do maybe our first Champions League games or the group stage draw or something to that effect in the early part of next season and next week. Make sure you guys tune in for that episode. But more than anything, as always, I just appreciate you guys watching. That's the part that means most to me. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.